Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and everyone is in the best of health and spirits. It is your sister, Denise Renee Muhammad, and my brother, Sean Ali. We're coming on today for our Health and Wellness Power Hour for this beautiful Wellness Wednesday. Assalamu alaikum, brother Sean. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam, sis. How you doing? All is well. I'm live, man.
Alive and well. That's
Shoot.
right.
Yeah. And I'm black. Phew.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes, sir. So today our topic is everything is mental. Everything is mental. So we're going to get into that. And as you all come in, please share the video. Share the video. Sharing is caring. So today our topic is everything is mental because everything does start in the mind. So we're going to get into that. Brother Sean, let's lay the base for our discussion today.
Yes, ma'am. And when we're looking at this, 1 second, sis,
Yes, sir.
that everything is mental. So
Right.
and that means that everything is on purpose.
Come on, teach on it. Everything is on purpose. That's what I always say. Make it a great day on purpose. Be intentional. All right, bear with us. We're having a little technical. Let me remove Brother Sean for a minute and get him rebooted. We're having a little technical issue today, so bear with us. Bear with us. All right. So while we're waiting on Brother Sean, I want to reintroduce or introduce myself to my new Facebook friends and family. This is my first time going live on this new Facebook page that I have, and I have some wonderful new connections. So I am Denise Renee Muhammad, your aromatherapist, wellness coach, and credit strategist, coach. So, and today we're doing our Health and Wellness Power Hour with myself and Brother Sean Ali of Supreme Health and Wellness. So I'm waiting for him to come back and we're going to get into our topic today. Everything is mental. Everything starts in the mind. Whatever we want to do, you have to think it, right? So it starts in the mind, and we're going to get into that. Um, and we're talking about this because, during this time, there's a lot of people going through anxiety, stress, depression is at an all time high. So we're going to discuss that today. But let me see and give some solutions, not only highlight the problems, but we're all about the solutions. So let's see, bear with me. Brother Sean is coming back. And you all go ahead and share this video, share this stream out to as many groups and as many people as possible. All right. All right. Here's Brother Sean. Let's see. All right. Can you hear me, Brother Sean?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
All right. Yes, sir. Glad you're back. All right. So,
Now, I have bad internet connection here. So that might be a
okay.
problem because it's kind of like cloudy, overcast.
Right. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna have to make this an abbreviated health and wellness power
Yeah.
hour. It
And
might
I
not be the full hour, and we're gonna get in as much as we can as possible. So, Brother Sean, the reason why I wanted
right.
to talk about this, everything is mental because depression, anxiety, stress, loneliness, all of this stuff is at an all-time high right now. And so let's bring some solutions. We're solution oriented over here. We know the problems, but we need solutions. So let's get into it.
I mean, well, since let's start with the brain. That
Yes,
beautiful
sir.
piece of equipment right here. And when we look, and this is the frontal lobe, right? And this big part of the
Right.
brain is the frontal lobe. It has most of the brain matter and neurons devoted as far as any other part of the brain. Now, if we go inside and remove some pieces, this is called the insula.
Okay.
This is the insula. This is the neurons that are devoted. If we go inside of the insula, you'll find the parts that are mainly devoted to emotions, or the limbic system. It's the thalamus, where the eye is at, the hypothalamus, the hippocampus, and the amygdala. But
Right.
when we look at it, we aren't made to be emotional versus our thinking portion of the brain. It's bigger.
Right.
So, but because in particular, us Black people here in America, and even all over the world, but particularly us here in America, we almost all of our visuals from when TV was first invented, they made sure they showed the dogs biting our ancestors. They made sure they showed the police at will with no repercussions. They made sure
Right.
that they showed us having the worst treatment with nothing. This is so we learn it at school, we're hearing it, we're seeing it. So this part of our brain is becoming more activated than the thinking part.
Right.
They've trained us to be reaction instead of thinking. So
Mhm.
it becomes easy to find ourselves in states of depression, anxiety, sadness. If we look at the right now, there's a baby riding around with the mother or father playing some kill 'em sexual hyper song. It's not appropriate for
Right.
children. It's hitting this part of the brain. It's hitting the part of the brain that does not deal with the thought, with rationality. So it's
Right.
almost like we come out of the womb being bombarded with the wrong messages,
Right.
right? As we grow and develop, this part, the thinking part of the brain, is we don't exercise it. So when we get into a situation, the only thing that we know how to do is to react, or to
React.
retreat, or to fight,
Right.
or anything but think,
Right.
right? Anything but think. And this is also known as emotional hijacking.
Hijacking. Right.
Because when if we look at this brain in the body, all incoming information. See, the body, okay, we're going to get into, but let's just do some science real quick, because this is knowledge of self, if y'all don't mind. Because we
Yes.
want to learn how the body works so we can, okay. When we're looking at the body, all incoming information has it is the body, it operates how it looks. So when information is coming up this brain stem, it has to pass through the limbic system. It has to be deciphered by the emotional part of the brain. And this is
Right.
where the anxiety, the fear, the depression, we become scared of sounds. We
Hmm.
become scared of things we see. We become scared of touches, because all of that sensory data is processed through the emotional brain first,
Right.
because it has to pick out danger. It has to pick out the safe. It in that emotional brain is the safety measures. So we won't do something foolish. We won't do something crazy, right?
Right.
but
Right.
but I'm saying we've just been trained opposite. Like I said, right now it's children listening to conversations, looking at TV shows, listening to music, have clothes on. They've been introduced to a lifestyle that's detrimental to the thought process.
Right. Right.
But
They practically born with a phone in their hands, on
born
TikTok.
emotionally hijacked. See,
Right.
they couldn't beat us with crack. See, we the crack babies right now, they doing great, man. We don't even joke about crack babies no more because
Right.
we've surpassed that attack. Right? The alcohol, we surpassed that attack. Right. So these are just different ways to not necessarily destroy us, but so they can keep using us. But if we ever try to wake up, they got a built-in mechanism because they've made us emotional. They've made us born emotionally hijacked.
Right. Absolutely.
But we got some solutions. This ain't just to talk about what is the situation. No, this is how to solve that problem as fun and easy as possible.
Right, exactly. Yes, and that's where aromatherapy comes in. Everything that you talk about, going outside, grounding yourself, that's where all of that comes in and bring us back to nature, And one of the essential oils that I'm using right now is pine. And I see your videos on pine, Brother Sean. This oil is revitalizing to the mind, the body, and the spirit. It revitalizes, gives you that mental clarity so that you can think your way through situations instead of reacting, to get out of that loop of emotional hijacking. And all you have to do within 22 seconds, it hits that limbic system of your brain, and it helps you to feel better. And you can immediately feel it once you inhale it. Right. That's that limbic system. Yes, sir.
So let's knowledge yourself. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. If I don't know my brain, I won't know how to use my brain, and I will pray to somebody outside of me to give me guidance on how to use my own brain. So we want to end that foolishness, because that's self-destructive behavior. It's going to lead to a self-destructive behavior. So when we are looking at this insula, this is the fifth lobe of the brain. This is devoted to the limbic system, the emotional part. When we see this white matter here, these are called projection fibers. So the brain works like it looks. So as the insula sits in here like this, every part of the brain it's connected to the frontal lobe through these projection fibers, the parietal lobe, the occipital lobe, the temporal lobe. So this is how, when you hear something, it's projected to those fibers, translated. When you see, it's projected. When you feel something, when you're thinking something, so when you have those essential oils, and when Sister Denise says, when that 22-second period, what it does is it creates that balance between this and this. It creates that, so it settles this part down, because the action should be coming from here, not here.
Right.
Your amygdala should not be leading your life. Your amygdala should not be leading your life. In the amygdala, this is that fight or flight. This is where that comes. This is where all of that is at, right there. And it's the smallest part. But when they look and they do examinations of the brain, autopsies of the brain. People that have been fed fear, anxiety, and grief, their amygdala has grown.
Wow.
And it causes that emotional hijacking.
And you said
You're
it,
unable to control
the amygdala has grown. What causes it to grow
Yes.
like that?
You're exercising it. Just like with any other muscle. If you go out, you do some curls, and you're gonna wake up, your arms gonna be a little bit bigger. If you do some squats, your legs and your behind, right? So when we're looking at this brain, what's important is this is a closed entity inside your brain. So if we're looking that the hippocampus swings down like this, and the amygdala sits right here at the tip of the hippocampus. So if we're looking and we're looking inside this brain, so what happens is by growth, it will pull the neurons from the brain material around it, and it will cause these neurons to shrink, and this is how it gets bigger. So now when you go to process, you have an overly active amygdala because it's grown, because you continue to exercise it. It's okay to be fearful because anything can make you fearful. Not okay to stay fearful. If you're 50 years old and you're still afraid of the dark, you've been afraid of the dark for 50 years.
All your life. Right.
I've been scared of cat, like things that we aren't supposed to be scared. Like this is the more we exercise this part, the more it grows and takes over, because this is just supposed to be for fight or flight. It's not supposed to be for the dark. It's not supposed to be for sounds. It's not supposed to be for the police. It's supposed to be for realistic things, and that are very, very short span to get you through it so you can get back on with your life.
Right.
But this is what we are raised in. We're raised. So that amygdala, it just grows and gets bigger and gets big. And now it is more active. And they call it the amygdala hijacking. That's what the emotional hijacking is, the amygdala, because your amygdala will hijack your brain. And when everything is processed through the brain. So when something comes in, it could be something, somebody could touch you, your spouse could touch you. That touch comes up the spinal column and it has to be processed here before it's sent somewhere else. So if you've been raised in a unhealthy environment, when that touch gets here, get off me.
Right.
Oh, what are you doing? And this is from somebody that's touching you lovingly.
Right.
When you hear a good word, because it has to be processed. So that temporal, it hits that and it's processed. And because we've been raised in an unhealthy mindset, man, I don't turn that off. Man, I don't want to hear no Minister Farrakhan. I don't want to hear that Muslim stuff. Man, I don't want to hear God, no Jesus. I ain't going to church. I'm not going to the seminar, the wealth building seminar. I'm not going to the health seminar. Because these are like this, if we can find ourselves, all of our senses, smell, touch, taste, sight, hearing, they have to be processed through here. So, right. And it'll have us, man, how many times you've done something and after you did it, you like, man, why the hell did I do that?
Right. Like, why did I do that? And that's why I see more and more why we're taught, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, think 5 times before you speak. But
But
most of us
see,
don't do that because
we can't. We can't. Because now, now things coming in, because the brain works how it looks. So things coming in travel up the spinal column, but things coming out have to go down through the same limbic system. So you
right,
could have a good thought. Listen, man, I want to go to the man. You know what? Man, I'm gonna start my New Year's resolution right now. How many of us went through our lifetime making New Year's resolutions? That
right. Haven't
message
resolved
is
anything.
coming because it gets stuck here. Look, it gets amygdala hijacked. And and now that Joyce, no, I ain't doing it. And
Right,
this is it's not the only, but this is where a majority of failure comes from. This is and I'm just trying to give it to us in a fun and easy fashion because yes, they got a bunch of complex theories and words, but it's not that simple. It's easy to understand, right? And once
right,
I understand the process, I can use the process. See, I didn't
right,
know this at first. So now I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know why. And as a parent, how many of us have been in a situation with our children and we might have disciplined them and we might have went too far. And after and
right. And you
afterwards,
regret.
we feel bad, because
Yeah,
I ain't mean to, I mean, right. We apologize to him, man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you like that. I didn't mean to do that. Right.
right. That's why.
Am
Yeah, we shouldn't do
I
that.
the only one?
Anger.
I know
Yeah.
I ain't the only one, so I think, look.
No, you're not. Brother Bilal asks, so it act like a processing unit, a
This is all
central
a part of,
process?
because this is the, yes, 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 yes. Not the amygdala itself,
Okay.
but the processor is the thalamus.
The thalamus.
This is your secretary. So when you look at this is what that eye is at. So when they say that eye, this is the thalamus right here. It would actually be the dot because the area around it is the third ventricle. It's not anything. It's just space, right?
Okay.
So this is your secretary. Your hypothalamus is the leader of your emotional brain. So when things get processed, it goes to the hypothalamus, which sends it to the amygdala. It's like a chain of boom, split second.
Right.
Boom, split second. But that's where see, you hear a gunshot, you don't think about running. What was that? You see something that you think is a snake. You don't think your reaction is this is where that happens. This is the part that's responsible for that. And it's to keep us, but because the thinking process takes longer. The emotional reaction is instant almost. The thinking response takes 2 to 3 minutes. So if it's
Right.
something dangerous, your brain will get you out of the danger so you won't be, man, is a snake, and then you get bit. You did, like,
Right.
does that make sense?
Yes, you were freezing a little bit. That's why I was. Yes, but that makes
Am I
sense.
stuck, sis?
No, not now. Yeah, it's a little bit of
I think
lag.
that is there a delay between us?
Yes, there is. Yeah, we might have to wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a delay. Now you froze. All right. All right, family. Oh man. We're gonna have to do a part two on this one because Brother Sean's connection is not good right now. But yeah, what we're the point we're striving to make is everything is mental. And just like, if you think whatever you're thinking on manifests, so strive to control our thoughts and our thinking. And aromatherapy can definitely help you with that because it's mind, body, and soul. It affects all three faucets of you at one time, and that's what I love about aromatherapy because it hits on everything, all parts of you, your mind, your body, and your spirit. And it helps you to rise above emotions. And one of the essential oils for those of you that just joined, one of the essential oils that I mentioned that helps with that is pine essential oil. It helps to give you that mental clarity and it revitalizes your mind, your body, and your spirit. And then it's also great, it has an affinity for the respiratory system. So if you're during this time of year, the flu, colds, coughs, COVID, all of this stuff is going on, diffuse some pine essential oil along with eucalyptus, and it will help to open up your passageways, your airways, so you can breathe better. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. And yes, we will definitely do a part two. If not Saturday, we'll come back again, definitely on Wednesday, and continue this discussion of everything is mental. All right. And if you all have any questions, reach out to myself or Brother Sean. Brother Ghazi, wa alaikum salam. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, Brother Sean's connection was not good, so we're going to wrap it up and come back for a part two on this discussion. Yes, aromatherapy does balance your thoughts and gives you better health. Absolutely. Absolutely. And let me share with you all my book that is available, my latest book available on Amazon. Let me bring it up. Healing with Sister Denise. Let's see. Here it is. It's available on Amazon, Healing with Sister Denise. And in this book, I talk about, the basics of aromatherapy, essential oils, give you different DIY recipes. If you like to blend your own essential oils, you can do that to create roller blends or diffuser blends that will help with whatever it is you're going through, whether it's depression, stress, anxiety. The pine essential oil that I mentioned earlier relieves anxiety as well. So that is available on Amazon. Just type in the search Denise Renee Muhammad, and all of my books will come up. All right, and I'll post the direct link in the comments later after the stream. And this Sunday, let me let you all know. This Sunday, I'm going to be a guest on King Simon's YouTube channel. Brother King Simon is a numerologist. He's a numerovator, and I'll be on his show on YouTube this Sunday, actually at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'll put the flyer up for that on my page so you all can join us. And the topic is aromatherapy and how it raises your vibration. So we're going to get into that with our brother King Simon on King Simon Presents. All right, so you all take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum.